is that I can either apply before that person again, or I can apply for fresh bail in High Court. I don't appeal. Let's differentiate this. I don't appeal. But I can apply for this bail in High Court. I can complain to the Chief Magistrate if I'm appearing before Magistrate Grade 1. If I'm appearing before a Chief Magistrate, I can apply for bail afresh in High Court. But when you appear before a judicial officer whom you are trying to apply bail from, and you again tell him or her that I know you cannot grant me bail, it's as if you want to corner him in a corner to show that you are exception, you must be granted bail. No, that's not how things work. And I don't want you to have this feeling that I must get my thing by whichever means I want. No, what you want is your freedom. How you attain your freedom is available for you in different ways. If the magistrate Grade 1 refuses to grant me bail, I can complain to the Chief Magistrate. The Chief Magistrate, the law allows him or her to call for that file, look through it, using his or her supervisory powers, and see whether I should be granted bail. If I was before a Chief Magistrate, then I get to know that I have finished the ladders of the lower court. I will get my lawyers, they apply for me in High Court. So that I get to know that I have exhausted all the means available for me. Now I lose decorum. But you can't lose decorum from the start.
And this granting of bail is in the discretion of the judge or magistrate.
You see, the law is that you apply for bail. You have a right to apply for bail. But that bail to be granted is on the discretion of the judicial officer. So whether you are the applicant, you think that the judicial officer has used the judicial powers injudiciously, or unjudiciously, or whatever you want to call it, or he has excess powers, or he has used excessive powers not to grant you bail, or to grant you bail, that's your opinion. But the law is that you apply for bail, the right to grant bail still with the judicial officer. And even the conditions to be given are still with this judicial officer. That's why in bail we have bail guidelines, which were given to us by the former Chief Justice. And they are plain written. So when you're applying for bail, there are so many things we look at. But I don't want to go into how, where, but decorum to court
is important.
Is very important. Decorum.
I just wanted to know because I was seeing your land friend, Mr. Malimabili, is in court.
No, Mr. Malimabili, let's not misuse words. Mr. Mabili is not my land friend.
He's not a lawyer.
Mr. Mabili is a lawyer who finished his LLB. You can only become my land friend if you have gone to LBC and you have attained the bar course. Mr. Mabili has no bar course. He's not an advocate. So you can only become a land friend if you're an advocate. So Mr. Mabili is not an advocate. Let's not.
I didn't know about that. So when I saw him in court lash out at the magistrate, I was worried. Now you're saying these things to the magistrate, will they change their mind? But anyway, having just learned that, I just wanted to know. Now, going back to President Museveni's letter, where he's endorsing these two leaders, Anita Among. And I want to focus on Anita Among because for the deputy, Tayebwa, I think this is a man who has cared so much about his image. In the recent times, I've not seen anything negative tarnishing Tayebwa's, reputation in Parliament. But Anita has stood out. She has sanctions on her head. We'll remember those things. They're fresh in our minds. And that's why some of those who are interested in her seat were actually they are taking that, they had started capitalizing on that. But this didn't stop President Museveni from saying, no, Anita is still the best candidate. Talk about the president's letter and his endorsing of Anita in particular.
You see, one thing we must appreciate, and I think what we all appreciate, is that we are in multi-party politics. And in politics, when you say we have gone multi-party, either remain in multi-party or you leave it. I want to give you an example of a football club. I don't know which team you support, but me, I support Manchester United.
A supporter of Liverpool.
Manchester United has a player who is on loan called Onana. When Onana is on a loan somewhere, I don't think Onana can negotiate to become a captain in that team. When President Museveni is saying that I recommend SEC to maintain Anita Amongi and Thomas Tayebga, he is looking at them as the members of the NRM. Yeah. Even when you have other contestants from NRM, in law, we have what we call the doctrine of precedent. The doctrine of precedent, the Baganda have termed it that omusango omukadde gusalachi.
Okay.
Yes, the old case can decide a new one. The precedent that they have set, whereas there is no law on it, the precedent they have set in their party is that you serve 10 years. That's why you saw Right Honorable Kadaga in the previous elections, she was contesting as an independent.
Yes.
So when Museveni comes out and says, I'm still looking at endorsing Anita Among and Tayebga Thomas, the man is trying to show them that I'm consistent. Honorable Thomas Tayebga is going to serve as the Deputy Speaker for 10 years. Who knows? If God gives him life, in 2031, the party may choose him as the next speaker. The same thing that happened to Kadaga. Honorable Anita Amongi, she's saying, I must also be treated like the previous people. They were given 10 years. I also need to serve the 10 years. When you talk about sanctions on the head of Honorable Anita Amongi, do those sanctions affect the leadership of President Museveni? Do those sanctions affect what the mass party, NRM, achieves when they are leading this country? Because I don't think that you're saying Anita Amongi should not return here has stopped Museveni from
winning the presidency?
Winning the presidency. We have not had a situation for the last elections where a speaker arrives on the advance team when the president is going to campaign. But in the last elections...
Council, to answer your question, though I know you are asking rhetorically, but yes, to answer your question, where you asked that do the sanctions on the speaker affect Museveni? Now I wanted to answer your question with something which is within the law. There's what you call abetting crime. If so my friend steals something and I hide him, does that make me, I mean, if they're going to try him, am I also tried?
I want to give you an example.
Have I abetted crime?
I want to give you an example of the case of, because it's now in the public domain, the recent decision of Morekatanga and others. The daughters are being tried of being accessories after murder. So when there is a crime that has been committed and I have been put on defense because of my crime, then you, the person who either was, after I have committed the crime, tried to hide away the evidence or tried to make sure that I'm not guilty, you are also put on your defense. But
my question.
That happens. That's why I'm going to your question, Mr. Mwongi.
Yes. I want to qualify, just to link this one, in case someone doesn't get confused. Why I say this? You asked whether President Sori can be affected. This is the president of the country called Uganda, okay? Heading the executive wing, but which you all know in Uganda's context, it actually has so much influence with the other ones. You see, even the other one, you know, someone to become the speaker, he or she must have the grace of the lead of the executive. So President Museveni is siding with Anita Among, who has sanctions on her head. Isn't this ultimately affecting his reputation?
You see, Mwongi, in law, there is what we call a right to be heard. And one of the rights that is a non-derogable right, is the right to be heard. Whoever or whichever government sanctioned Right Honorable Anita Amongi, or for you, you have said that if you commit a crime, is there a competent court, whether international, whether what, that has ever tried Anita Amongi and found him guilty of anything? These sanctions, they are political sanctions. Now, a sanction, you have seen previously, 3 days ago, the US sanctioned 3 generals in Rwanda. So now you are saying, because these people have been sanctioned by the USA, immediately President Kagame should remove them as generals. Where do you put the sovereignty of the state? Museveni stands on the pillar of the sovereignty of the state to have Anita Amongi as the speaker. With or without those sanctions, because those sanctions are not, you are not saying, I don't want you to use that line of abetting a crime, because if you say somebody is abetting a crime or somebody is conspiring with you to commit a crime, you are in short saying
I'll just give you an example.
No, you are in short saying that Honorable Anita Amongi has been found guilty. So
supporting a suspected criminal.
No, you see,
it makes you a criminal.
Now you have put it clear. A suspected. You see, that's why under Ugandan laws we have the presumption that the person is presumed innocent
until proven
guilty. So there is no sanction on Anita Amongi that is because the sanction that came to Anita Amongi was because for doing her work.
But don't
when a person sits in, let me first tell you.
Okay, please.
When a person sits in parliament and says, I want to protect the children that are going to be in schools, I'm trying to protect the boys and the girls that may be recruited in a certain uncultured things, then you pushes sanctions. Before Anita Amongi sat as the speaker in parliament and passed the Anti-Homosexual Act into law, did she have sanctions on her head? She did not. But because somebody wants to promote their agenda, they put a sanction because the lady has passed the law.
So as an individual, are you satisfied with the way Parliament is run?
You see, when you say as an individual, am I satisfied?
You as a citizen of this country.
I'm a citizen of the country. I must look at what is the role of the parliament. Is the parliament passing the laws that we need? Are they passing them in a manner that we look at to be a manner in which parliament should pass laws? That's why when we get this parliament and we find that the law they have passed was passed in a manner that is not in line with the law, we take them to where? To court. That's why we have the Constitutional Court. That's why we have the Supreme Court. That's why we take the judiciary to be in check of the laws that are going to be what? To be passed. Me as an individual, I think the role of parliament is to, first of all, the pivotal role of the parliament is to legislate. When they are legislating, what are we looking at the time? First, they should not legislate with emotions. When you legislate with emotions, you go wrong. And when you go wrong, we have the judiciary to put it in what? In check. Because it is the duty of the judiciary to look at these laws, interpret them, and find them whether they go in line with the law. Now, you took me from your point which we started with of President Museveni looking at maintaining Anita Amongi and Thomas Tayebwa. And I don't want you to smear this thing of saying Thomas Tayebwa is the man who has kept his image. You see, Thomas Tayebwa, when you say he has kept his image, what do you mean? You mean he is not collectively responsible?
Now, I've not seen him implicated in any scandal, just like your speaker.
Wasn't he seen beating somebody?
That's why I say in recent times, don't take us back there. Yeah?
You see, let us look at Parliament.
I knew about that, but
let us not individualize. Let us not individualize Parliament. Everyone in Parliament,
yes,
they take collective responsibility of whatever happens. You see, my brother here has a character of a calm person. Me, I have a character of a person who talks. But when they are holding us for the issues that we say or that we have talked when we are here, they will call me and say, two of you, when you were on the TV show, you talked about this. So when they are holding the Parliament for its works, both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are talked about. When Anita Among moves out, you hold her for her personal acts as an individual, but you don't hold her alone for the acts of the Parliament. So let us separate her character as an individual from the Parliament. When you're
how come we never saw the deputy, that is Tarebo, also have these sanctions slapped on his head? If that is the case, if we are to reason like you're saying.
But now let me ask you, if UCC is interested in this TV station, do they come for him or the president?
The owner.
They come for the owner. Now, when the speaker is still there, do you go for the deputy or you go for the head? So, there are some things which we must look at and appreciate from that point.
I love the way you're defending the speaker. Well, let me bring in Senior Vianney here. So, ultimately, like I said, I think now the dust is settled because the president, with all the power he wields, once he, endorses someone, I think there he has, determined who's going to be in that place. Now, him endorsing Speaker Among and the Deputy Tayewa to maintain them as Speaker and as Deputy respectively. First of all, I was asking, it's, whether it's morally right. Also on the background, that by the go back to answer about that, one member also dragging, the party to court. But also, before we talk about that, we should also analyze, give accountability of how these people have served in Parliament. The Speaker and Deputy. Is it really nice to maintain these two? Is the President in order to maintain these two?
Now, when it goes with the law was created to make things vertical, not upright. Now it is not an endorsement. They say they are presenting. They seem as if they don't know Among and Tayewa. They are presenting. SEC is presenting. Is not directing and endorsing. Is presenting to a presidential committee in Parliament or to Right Honorable Speaker, Secretary General of the party to take up the matter. For themselves acting as Plato, the pilot of cleaning the hands. Now when it goes absurd, the SEC will say, for us we present it for you to decide who is who and who is supposed. That's how the arrangement of the Aristotle, that's the names, we don't know their meaning.
Aristotle?
When they were making the laws.
You mean that philosopher?
It confused us here in the implementation of laws. That's the problem that is within us. Now, this is Parliament of Uganda. This is a party with members. Themselves, their mandate are with the delegates conference, all party members who are delegates. But now in corridor, with SEC and other committee presented to decide. So that reflects that there is a target of leveling the ground so that the ground can be greener for, as the council was asking by saying, is it safe for who and who?
Yes.
Is it safe? Okay, now we are not pushing for the potential. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are pushing for a safe landing. Like how this one was sinking good, to have the airspace. Those who remained there, they lost the airspace. They cannot fly here.
Yes.
Now, that's how leadership changes. We always plead ourselves that when we are with so and so, are we safe? That's the current saying. Can our interests now this is for interests, not for representation. The representation died on the day of polls when we are declared. Now those who took the elective mandate are maximizing, are pointing that if I point here, may I be so. It is not only to build the parliament which will help this one help us. This is why you find this one was telling you Decorum. Decorum is not his. It's not the derogatory as he was telling us, is with the strings attached and stringents of the law. Making even the magistrate to argue as we were telling us, because the magistrate cannot bring things open. Now, this battle, legal battle between Parliamentary and the presiding either magistrate or who, it is the institution now. How to save the institution. Because the other one attacking the head, as this one has opened our eyes, that when you are looking for an institution, you hit the head. Now the other one criticized the head, meaning judiciary. The constitution, when it is giving out a department, starts with the head. Exactly. Now the police in Uganda, these ones lower are not police. IGP. The office is IGP. Whichever I want is IGP. Now this one is Chief Justice. When it is with Chief Justice, Parliamentary was not conscious about himself. Yes. When you are going to start the battle, first value the weapons you have. This one, he will not survive because other meetings inside internally are waiting for the presiding to save. Like when Museveni is here, for you may think that he is not in Congo, in the battlefield. He is on a radio call, engaging the one of the command operation. Every day you have to give what they call secret. Now is with you, dragging you that make sure that our institution name that was dented in clean how to object all those, whether they are rights or not, or whether they are with decorum. The decorum can die partially and resurrect to other benches when they are summoned to appear. With others, now we go back to the speaker. Pluralistic governance, when it was brought into practice, was brought with championing tendency. Let me go in and champion with the other. Was not brought that it is coming to polish and balance everybody. All dialogue, everything. It was there to show the powers. Multipartism in Uganda is to show how many people you have and the powers you have. It is not with the law as the legislations comes. Now, that's why the one which is in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as a Parliament of Uganda, which is non-partisan, it is now partisan, with numerical strengths, not with knowledge. These knowledgeable lands are not supposed to be there. Only a numerical strength to vote. Even the laws these councils they have, they are the laws with the vote. not with hitting the debate that this one is the best for our people. Only the debate. Now, we are not supposed to have a parliament which is partisan. After elections, these ones, the anti-money.
How can you avoid that when we're in multi-party dispensation?
Multi-party doesn't cross to the arm of governance. It should end with popular elections, the polls. Then in the parliament, they should let those members, it jumps. These ones who are pressurizing for multi-partism to enter into parliament, they are not members of parliament. And the law says it is for the members. It is like now, I'm not a member of BTM TV. I cannot go into a meeting of BTM. I only appear on these shows to talk and go. So they are in the parliament.
I spoke to you about the politics and what, I mean the parties and what. Look, in parliament, they also divided. Ruling government, opposition, independent. So mean also the multipartism extends, reaches. It doesn't stop outside.
That segmentation is wrong. After the elections and declarations, they should all be members of parliament. Because what is in common there, as you were calculating your calculations, the common denominator is the house. They then bring to me here with my counsel. This is your legal arm, because the registration which you are using are emanating from there. They bring us a house which is NRM, a house which is no, a house which it remains August House.
The August House.
If it is August House, let this business of the color of the party and outside they come as members of parliament. That's when we shall be able to get a more polished right honorable speaker.
You know,
targeting.
Can I tell you that when we had a situation in that parliament, when court passed a decision and said, Honorable Setkubo, Honorable Tikasimre, Honorable Nwagaba, they should leave the parliament. And at that moment, Kadaga didn't know where to sit them. He didn't know where to sit them on NRM, sit them on. But she said, I'm the speaker of this house. And where I'm facing, there is space. Put for me 3 seats. Let those people sit there. So that's what Mr. Vianney is asking for.
Now, when we evolve,
yes,
what I was talking about, it creates those loopholes of looking where to go and where to fall. Let this one be an arm of governance, a legislative arm. After every prayer of any party pass through, when they go there as a member of parliament. The business of positions, what is creating chaos there? Position. The position of NRA, the position of independence.
If we are to go with what you are suggesting, what will happen then when we come to decide on certain issues, which for example need voting? Because we've already seen NRM winning because of its majority, numerical strength. So if you're suggesting that once we reach parliament, we put off those clothes of ours of parties, we all become members of parliament.
Yes.
That means you're saying that even positions like leader of opposition should be scrapped off.
Yeah, out. Because they are creating something.
Actually, he's simply saying
Yes.
that we should amend the law and we remove multi-party politics. Because you cannot say, I'm green, then when I enter into my house, I'm black. He's saying that we the situation where Betanambo say that somebody is green outside, but you're inside. You see, when you go for multi-party system of governance, even legislation takes that line.
when it takes that line, it will make us victimizing for nothing. Let me bring an example. When you are in a class, they don't put one pass mark. Others are B, others are A, others are 1. So that one with a 3 can come in for promotion. Now, this one, let all these colors go away when they reach inside. Because they remain with a pressure and friction of fighting each other in ideas, of saying, they reach even the level of objecting what is right because they want to show who is NRM inside there. They want to show who is MUP inside. They want to show who is independent, who is UPC. Because of that, we are likely to receive many more legislations which will not benefit Ugandans. That one is Parliament of Uganda. Let it remain Parliament of Uganda. And we have a Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. And when you become a Speaker, you also cease ganging with your party, which brought you. But now, a Speaker who goes, like now Anita Among, the reason why I don't support Among is not of any other things. Others are considering other things. No, for me, I'm considering it one. She is a woman, NRM leader. That one is more partisan.
She's a member of SEC.
She's a member of SEC.
Just like
now
Kadaga was.
Even Kadaga was a member of SEC.
You also didn't like Kadaga.
At the same time, at the same time, has endorsed herself. So he's overpowering there.
Conflict of interest.
And behind, in front and behind. So likewise, that's what caused the Kadaga problem. He was dancing here and there. What he was offending people here would even offend them the other way.
Okay.
Because they have very many meetings which they attend. There is
Tell me the endorsement of the speaker. You just hinted on it, and I was listening when you said that that's why I don't like the speaker. I know he was also listening carefully that part, but you ended up giving your reasons that because she's here and there. But let's look at the endorsement. I mean, her role as speaker in the parliament that is, going to be dissolved in May, the 11th parliament. 11th parliament.
11th.
Yes. Considering how she has conducted herself as speaker and what, and now that the chairman of her party has endorsed her again, do you think she's deserving?
Was not a speaker, was more of a mobilizer. He could even leave parliament here and go to mobilize.
For the president?
Yes, he's not interested in speakership, but they are forcing her to be there. Yes. This one has told us
she's not
that
interested.
we have never pulled the heaven here for any speaker to be on the advance team of mobilization of any candidate. This one has championed the world. Which means you are forcing her to a job she's not interested in. Give her mobilization.
You see,
mobilization.
you see, when the speaker goes for the advance team,
yes,
what is the speaker trying to communicate? The speaker is not saying I'm mobilizing. No, we must read between the lines. The speaker is not saying I'm mobilizing, but he's trying to appeal to the president that, by the way, I'm not only a speaker in the house, but even outside, I'm working for the party. That's why Museveni finds himself in a situation where the only option he has
is to maintain her.
Because what has she? First of all, she was not looking for votes. She had gone through an opposite.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yes. That what Mr. Vian is saying is maybe Anita found the time.
Yes.
To traverse the country, mobilize for the president, because
she had the time.
She had already
gone through an opposite. So she's only telling the president that I'm here.
I want also look at this carefully.
Yes.
She's starting to follow the trajectory of Kadaga, where Kadaga at one time said, it is because of me that Museveni is enjoying support in Busoga. I saw Anita Samuel also say that she has a hand, a big hand, in President Museveni's what? Victory.
Victory.
Once you start saying such things, the Museveni.
Let me ask you. Let's look at.
Museveni we know.
Let's look at 2026. You see, sometimes people speak, and they may not act, but their words sometimes can affect us. Do you know what has happened in Busoga in 2026? In terms of parliament? The entire Busoga, almost, is Loop. The entire Busoga, it's almost Loop.
That's not true, because when I count the MPs of NUP, I'm
Not
seeing
object.
it too.
This one,
3.
what he's bringing has an ingredient.
Busoga
What
is
is-
talking about
now you
MPs.
see, the oppositeness
Yes.
of Anita Mong was a fear. They created conditions. You know, Parliament has a right to legislate any law. So, with Anita Mong, went through because of the conditions of those who were opposing her in the constituency was overloading others to fulfill. Was not that they were not anybody eager to challenge her or to contest against her. So now, you see this parliament is dangerous. You know, when they run, that these councils will come to contest, they increase nomination fees. They increase nominators and seconders. Instead, originally they were 2, nominator and second. But now you have to get districts. When it is a constituency, you have sub-counties and villages. So therefore, making you fail as they say that they were unopposed. That one also has a question, and it needs more research.
Yes.
To research on it and know how they managed to be unopposed, not taking it by word. Because that one of the whole of Busoga being moved, all those came in by non-partisanship. Others, Team Mrama. Others, Team Mama.
Last election, 2021,
Yes.
Nupon had only 1 MP in Busoga. This time, they have how many? 8. 8 or 9?
Okay, now when you say that they have dominated Busoga, Busoga is really big.
Yes, no, but you
8
see,
out of,
let me
almost
tell you,
50 or something.
when you gain
30
from 1 to 8 or 9, it's not a small gain. And when Kadaga says, I have influence on Busoga, she's not lying.
That's the statement
She
you wanted
she may not.
to justify.
Yes, that's the statement I wanted to say. She may not come directly and say, I want this one to go through. But when you antagonize Kadaga, the Busoga can pay you in that currency. I once told you here on this show that it's only in this country we had only one person who may still have that in him. Kano Dr. Chizavisiji is the person who would get you Muonge, even if you are not known in your village. He takes you in your village and tells people that this is the candidate I have chosen, and people vote you, whether they are NRM, whether they are who. He had that. And I call it charisma with him.
Chagulanyi had it.
Chagulanyi had who?
2021. There are those who came more less also. There are those
Who
who are less
did he
known.
bring in Ntungam and say vote this person and he went through? You see, you don't.
But there are those who are less known.
Did I tell you?
They won because
Did I say that Besige would bring you to Western? Besige will take you to the north. Besige will take you to Central. Besige will take you to Western. Besige will take you to Eastern. The whole of this country.
When you speak like that,
Besige will take you there.
it's as if that all those who are contesting on the FDC ticket, in USG's time or winning, which is not the case.
That's not what I said.
But when he left FDC,
When Westje left FDC,
tell us,
did even a party that used to have 70 MPs in parliament went to 20?
Okay.
What does that tell you? That he had that capacity, but he was an individual. He was only one person being fought with the powers, being fought by the power that would be.
Okay.
But Bessie had the capacity to get a person. There is no, during his time, he's on record. Any rerun that happened and he participated, he won it.
Very true.
It's on record.
Councillors, we'll take a break.
Yes.
I wanted to hear your thoughts, because we are the legal mind we have here. He's an analyst, I'm a journalist.
Yes.
This man who's dragging your party, the NRM party, to court over Museveni's endorsement of Speaker.
Yes.
What is the most likely fate? Court can overturn this?
You see, sometimes...
Court is violating what he called...
Sometimes I want to believe we rush for things. And I may call it a rush. Who votes for the speaker?
MPs.
So, does Museveni saying I have endorsed right Honorable Anita Among or right Honorable Taiba, turn them into member of parliament? What is his cause? If you say...
Because of his influence, yes, it turns them.
I asked you who votes for the speaker,
MPs.
and you said MPs. It's not but tomorrow.
Let me clarify it. MPs, in the presence of President Museveni, is always present when they are voting. Look at that intimidation.
No.
He has endorsed
You see.
and he's there when they are voting. Isn't that intimidation?
And I have seen
Yes.
President Museveni only being present during the voting only in one election. Don't say he's always there. Yeah. It's only in the elections of Kadaga and Anita Among that President Museveni was president. And why? He knew that the voters of the MP of the speaker are what? Are members of parliament. So, as the person who had his interest, I think that's why he attended. But during the Orange elections, was Museveni there? During the voting of Kadaga, was Museveni there? But this time, this was what I may call a special election, because Kadaga had his MPs, whom Museveni had failed to convince to be on his side. Museveni had convinced a group of MPs to be on the side of Anita, and somehow Museveni would have lost that election.
If he wasn't.
If he wasn't, but he happened to do what? You wait, since he has endorsed Anita Among, and he knows there is no threat.
Yeah. There's no.
Let's watch the space. He will not be around.
So about this man who dragged the party to court?
The man who has dragged the party to court, to me, it's a rush. He will even be found with what in law.
But is there a case?
In law, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm telling you that he will find that he has no cause of action. Because who is he? Is he a member of parliament?
He's a member of the party.
Listen,
He's a
for you to
custodian.
go to court, you must have a right.
He paid party membership.
Listen,
okay,
okay, let me give you this. For you to go to court,
yes,
you must have a right. Your right must have been abused by this other person. He has dragged NRM to court. So which right of his has NRM abused?
Well,
which right? Is he a voter in parliament? Okay. Is he a contestant in parliament?
On behalf of those other people interested
does he have
and the chairman of the party is blocking them?
Does he have powers of attorney to act on their behalf?
Maybe that's
you see, legally, he has no cause of action. He's just being a busybody.
No,
he's just being a busybody.
Yes. You said that word, the faith. Now, that one who went for redress there is wasting time.
A lot of time.
Let us be okay. The following are excluding him. The letter is not
addressed.
is presenting.
Is presenting.
Not even nominating. And now the court itself, where he is in, because that court is having one leg in there and in the executive.
The court?
Through the appointment. Because that court will fail to embarrass the appointing authority. And sadly, this one has told us when we were beginning that the earlier adjudicated matter can
The doctrine of precedent.
can adjudicate this one.
Yes.
So, in the when Bessie was in court, they agreed, and Mama Mbawaz, when he was in court, they agreed that loopholes, anomalies, and others did happen during the elections. But cancelling and ordering for the run will create problems. Let us maintain that. And this one can be maintained either. Can be maintained either also. So now, this gentleman is there for news.
Okay.
To say that one time, given moment, or what happened, so and so went to court.
Understood.
Let us take a break, Mr. Vian. When we come back, we'll be looking at the Iran-US war and its ramifications. On us, take away.
Don't miss on BTM.
We're doing it for a good cause, and you know, the money that is gotten from the whole marathon going back to the Rangers, it's actually a very nice thing.
Right.
Yes.
So actually that money, if our viewers did not know, the money we are collecting from this marathon is educating the children of the fallen Rangers.
Yes.
So, but we are having the peak of the event on the 3rd. Please help us add your voice to welcome and call upon all Ugandans to be with us on 3rd.
Please be with us on 3rd, in spirit, financially, physically, emotionally. It means a lot.
Understand why it's important to protect our environment, why it's important to conserve the wildlife and the habitat. And you see, we were just talking about the herbal medicine. Without conservation, you can't have them. So just come, and we are so much interested in, especially you, the young generation, because what we are protecting is for you, and it's important you understand what it is we are talking about, and you continue protecting for the next generation.
Sit back and relax with BTM. We transform.
So glad you could stay with us. You're still watching The Dialogue. My name is Idrissa Monga. I want to read some feedback from some of our viewers. There is Omongole Emmanuel, and he says the person who introduced SEC as final hammer used to choose a speaker was wrong. But we've completed that topic. Yes. Gentlemen, I want us to cross to Iran now. I don't know why wars always happen on Saturday, because there's one Saturday when we were here, and then In the evening, there was an attack on Gaza, on Israel, and then it started. Now, so this one started on Saturday, America hitting Iran. It is now day 8. So many people have died. The last time I saw, I think Iranians, they're saying that they've lost over 1,900 something. Most of them are said to be school children, school girls. Israel, on the other hand, they are telling us 10 or 8. I'm wondering how missiles will hit buildings. We just talk about 8. But maybe there are those who say that Israel doesn't want to tell us the real number. But we see now the Gulf is at war, especially when we saw Iran now hitting the American bases in various countries. I want to start with you, Senior Vian, on this war. What it means. Have we entered the Third World War or what? First of all, Americans hitting Israel and killing their leader. The other day, we saw them attack a South American country. They captured their leader and took him away. Now they came to Iran and killed their leader there and then. Violation of international law, attack on sovereignty, these are things that people are not raising. When do they happen? And also, is this really right that America can say now Iran is a threat, so that gives them the right to come and kill your leader? If it happens in Iran, who knows, maybe it will happen to a country neighboring Uganda.
Now, whether you are talking of world war or whatever, we remained with area world wars, using the word sovereignism. The reason why the United Nations and other declarations and innovations, and they call them many names, those ratifications are there to maintain area wars, world wars. Now, they change words. When the World War I, II ended, they changed it to 2 words, fundamentalism and extremism. Now, what is causing war between all those you are talking about is 2 words, fundamentalism and extremism. The extremism is with the following angles. One is religionism, political and economic. So this Iran Ayatollah was with an army called Islamic Brotherhood. So the other one, I don't know whether there is Christian Brotherhood.
In Israel.
So now the war between...
Maybe Jewish Brotherhood, because they are Jews. But it's not there.
There is because of that. And those ones, the key front of the declaration of the war is this word which they call satanic. Others, in other languages, they call it kafiri, in Swahili and the like. That is the war, how the war comes. But for themselves, because of the European and the white hypocrisy, they don't tell you. They come in by other grounds in order to cause the area war that has been entirely within themselves. What they are telling us, they are saying that arms race control. The arms race control says that you are not supposed to invent or to
build a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon. And then the arms race control, it is likewise the council was asking competent court is where. Now who is the commander, the custodian of that arms race to determine that you are not supposed to have a nuclear.
The police of the world, and that is America.
Is using what they called veto. When they created veto powers, they were to make themselves powerful so that they can violate. Whether they are right or not, they come in. Trump, after when they hit the Ayatollah and the team, said that this is a war
to change the regime.
He said it is a war to diminish the rivalry. Then the Israelites, they said it is a war to hit more. They are not telling us that they are rescuing me, who I am being oppressed by the regime which they are fighting against. And these wars, the strings attached to them, they are also a market and testing grounds of their weapons. Because when you don't have a range where to go and test nuclear, you can't go like this small firearm on a range to test how the caliber of its readiness to hit where you want. But these ones, you must first cause a war so that you can hit and test the degrees of readiness of the caliber of the firearms you have. Then for us, we are not steady, having known that these people are dangerous to us. At times, our leaders go into treaties like the Transatlantic Organization. Why? Those brings the squadrons near us. Those, and they make them control us. When we chase them here in the world wars, as you have asked, they created the League of the Nations.
League of Nations.
Foolishly ourselves,
We went.
where we were running away from, we went back to league with them. When they got more of us, they said when it remains as a league, in law, it will not be powerful. Let us upgrade it to
United Nations.
Then when you are united with them, you must adhere with what they are saying. This is why you find Uganda is celebrating International
Women's Day.
Women's Day, International Wildlife. In America, where is a Wildlife Center? But it is theirs because of the United Nations. Environment. Do they have an environment in United States? Theirs is IC. If IC is an environment, they are right. But now here in Uganda, we are celebrating International Environment Day. So what we should do, or what we should have done earlier, before us, those who took over from them should have disassociated with their arrangement. Then we meet in the market. If they are selling phones, we go there to have the price. If they are selling firearms, we go there. Not that bringing their colonial administration, even internally, to our administration. This is why you find even these visa things which are affecting these travelers are not our own make here. Visa things, visa what? No, now that's why you find we have problems with Ugandans.
Council.
Yes.
Yeah, I want you to give us that share your thoughts from the legal perspective. One country taking the powers into its hands to invade another country, and kill their president and arrest the president from the other country. Keeping what Mr. Vien here raised, that America regarding Iran as a threat to the world, that they're building nuclear weapons and chanting slogans like "Death to America," Israel is not supposed to exist. Let's agree that those chants have been there, and maybe those plans have been there. But does the U.S. and who gives the rights to this country to violate the sovereignty of a state, go kill a president there? And it goes without anyone. Even the UN you are talking about here looks like these are people who just go there to talk.
You know, Monge, it still comes back to who are you? The question of who are you, once it is answered, every time you are going to do something, ask yourself, who am I? That's why a person can see that the lights are releasing these other cars to go, and he comes and passes in that same lane. When you find them, the first question the police officer asks, he does not even arrest, asks, who are you? Because he wants to know, what made you
do such a thing?
Who are you?
You must be someone.
There is a slogan that we got during COVID of Gamba Nogu.
Gamba Nogu.
So who are you? In law, there is what we call international law.
Mm.
You go in class and attend lectures about international law, sovereignty of the country, how treaties are created, how different countries are supposed to turn those international legislation into domestic laws. That is international law.
Mm.
But the reality on the ground still comes to that question of who are you? Now, when you look at America going to Iran, you must first ask yourself one question. Who is America and who is Iran? Mm. Iran is the country in the Middle East. And when you look at Iran, as if Iran had taken over domination of the Middle East, which America does not like. America cannot allow Iran to dominate the Middle East. Because if America is not dominating the Middle East, then the chances of Iran not trading with America are very high. And when you are not trading with America, you are trading with who? With China, with Russia. Is that on the interest of America? For Iran to trade with China and to trade with Russia. If America goes and arrests the president of Venezuela, what has America secured? America has secured the oil of Venezuela. If America has secured the Venezuela, if I disorganize the US, the Iran now, am I still secure? What percentage have I disorganized? They have disorganized 20%. So if you disorganize 20%, that means you have remained with 80%, but who is in control? Yes, we have internationals, If Trump says Iran was a threat to the world, in which meeting did he sit and agree with all the world leaders
to launch an attack on them?
No, with all the world leaders on excluding Iran, and all the world leaders agreed that yes, Iran is a threat to us. So we are asking you to go there. So if it is Israel coming to Iran, as he said, why would Israel go to Iran? This is the war that existed even before us, even before our forefathers were there. So it's not that it's a war that started on Saturday, as you want to call it. No, it's a war that has been here. You know, there is those people who started the French Revolution. There was the spark of point when they called it the Estate General Meeting. That when they called the Estate General Meeting, it was a spark of the revolution. But the revolution has been there, but there was this spark.
That was the spark.
That was the spark. So, killing of the leader it's not the start of the war. The war between America, Iran, and Israel has been there. Because everyone, now when the agreement between America and Iran expires, and Iran refuses to renew it, because this is the agreement of 1979. Right now, Iran is saying, no, first hold on. Before we renew this agreement, we understand how to trade with you. Now, Americans are saying, if you are hesitating to renew my agreement, who else is tickling you to give them the agreement I have with you? So it's both economic interests, selfish interests of America, the country, not to allow Iran to trade with other countries. That is the bottom line.
Not this being a threat to the world. It's not the major.
For the last
nuclear weapon,
Iran has been accused of building nuclear for how many years?
And also ask me the same. Also a question about North Korea, because North Korea have admitted they have nuclear weapons. How come they have not been?
The president of North Korea has admitted that whoever comes to me, I will release nuclear to the world. But you are accusing Iran of saying you are building. But somebody has said, I have
them.
So how come they have not gone to South Korea?
That's what I don't understand.
You see, there is more than when a dollar of America is no longer making sense for the supreme leader of Iran, and the supreme leader of Iran is only saying, I need to see what my friends in China are saying. America will not attack directly China. It will want to look at Russia, and that's why when Israel says that I'm fighting with this their war with Pakistan, they are not saying no. They are only trying to say no. Calm down. You cannot Russia when Russia is hitting Ukraine. It is not saying that Ukraine has something for me. No, it is saying Ukraine, you cannot join NATO when you are my neighbor.
That would be a threat to me.
That would be a threat to me as Russia. So I must make sure Ukraine don't join what? NATO. Because when you join NATO, it simply means I will have no control on things that are surrounding me. So instead of allowing you to join NATO, I would rather divorce you and you cease to...
And this has not prompted America to come and attack Russia.
Exactly. But
I thought America would come.
Yes, but has America hitting Iran, has it taken Russia to go and hit America? No. You see, everyone must protect their interests. Yes, I wanted to trade with Iran as Russia, but I cannot enter into this war with America. Because America is saying, if Iran wants to trade with China, the only thing we must make sure we dissolve is not China, but we dissolve Iran.
I hear those are that is the same issue that caused problems for Maduro. He was bringing China closer.
You see, where America and its president, I want you to look at where America, its economy is going to be affected to rise another economy by taking away what it has been taking away. That's why Trump can...
America's interests first.
That's why Trump says that I must participate in the putting on the next leadership of Iran. Because he's saying, people are approaching him to dialogue, but he's saying, no, I don't want dialogue. I want to participate in the next leadership of Iran. When he was giving a speech, he said, Iranians, now this is the time for you to take up your leadership, which you have been not taking on for the last how many years. So what is he saying? When I'm participating in putting a leader in Iran, that means I have secured the interests of America. Yes. When he was negotiating with the president of Ukraine about how to protect them, he made sure that the Americans are given the most powerful transmission factory in Ukraine for the Americans to be what to do what? To run it. Because he knew that when Americans are controlling that power dam, Russia cannot hit it. Because when Russia is hitting it, it is indirectly attacking what? America. So he cannot say, I'm giving you arms. No, he says, give me this. I protect it as an American what? Interest. Property. And what is the American getting there?
Nothing.
Interest.
Mr. Vian, I'm still looking for, because Americans were very clear on this. Like you're saying, we are fighting for our interests, and whoever gets in the way of our interests, you are our enemy. Number two, the Americans never hid. They were very clear. They said, we want to cause regime change in Iran. That's why they killed their leader. And now Trump comes and says, I want to participate in the installation of another leader. My question is related to the first question I asked. Who does America think? And are we not going to see this spread to other countries? That America can be like, oh, this country neighboring Uganda, their leader is now not supporting our interests now. Let us go, hit him, and then, install a leader who can...
Are you talking about a leader who has removed the diplomatic ties with America?
But if you can do, why
not you be straight? Why are you going through corners?
I'm just worried. Because if you can do it to Iran, what about us in Africa? Gentlemen, I was seeing these countries where, for example, a country like Qatar tells you that we have, intercepted over 600 missiles in the sky. And I was like, if they sent us just one here in Kampala, do you have the technology to intercept one?
Now, you must first learn the character of the warmongers. These are warmongers. And their life is not a life of hard work. Their life is of fight. Because when they were starting science, they used the word this one has told us, industrial revolution. What is a revolution? Why didn't they say that this is industrial technology? Why was it revolution? To engage you either by fights, to trade with them, or to live with them. That is their life and their survival. It is like the lion, when you find it in the national park, and you think it will dig. Its life is anchored on killing another
Animal.
animal to survive. That's how America survived. They started earlier way back with the word dominion. When they stormed the dominion, when the wars of these, before changing the wars of Jesus Christ, Muhammad, then these ones, the others who came in as Adventists, changing them to religionism and heavenly, they were revolutions. Storming the traditional thinking they found on the ground. Then they changed. For us Africans, we remained not knowing. We are now dealing with geopolitics. Geography, you must first have land. That is the primary prerequisite.
Land.
Then land in their terminology, they over America, territories. So how can you have a territory? Either by table negotiations as we have had through council, or by physical fights or overthrow. That's why now America is changing the arrangement of getting a leader of Iran through the Ayatollah. Those words they are using.
Supreme leader.
They are now refusing the son of Ayatollah to be one.
To be the leader.
Now changing it to the other side. So that the other side will say, we were not even hopeful to be one. Having been one, you cheat as many minerals, as many whatever
As you want.
as you want, because you have saved us. As they were fragmenting Congo, so we were here.
Yes.
This is Stanleyville, this is Paulville, this is what, and even here, Uganda is ours partially by naturalization, birth and registration, but who called it the Pearl of Africa?
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Move in the history and see what we read here.
That Uganda is no longer the part of Africa.
They have attacked Britain.
They create, when they were in their meetings to come here, they first looked into themselves their meaning of what the council has come with the word, who are you?
Who are you?
We are going into these foreigners to cheat them. How shall we remain there?
Yes.
If they one time chase us out, that's what they were planning. To remain here is either by trade. Because I have been hearing by journalists, this one is a lawyer. I don't know where they have registered to create a world market.
World market.
I go hearing a world market. I am about to die without seeing
one.
The market is not a place.
Now, world market itself is a snake to swallow us. As one of our kings, whom you are marginalizing that they didn't go to school, who predicted that these people will come with the snakes to swallow us. Now theirs is within the space. If they tell you the space, because in 1945, they are telling us that they put a ballistic missile which is called the Intercontinental in the
Stick
orbit.
missile.
So they are matching with the Earth, with the every continent rotating together. Whenever you destabilize them, they can create only an earthquake to make you feel. You may think, for us, we may think that in Ayatollah's storm, it was a firearm. Maybe they may have tilted. Because if they can build a missile in the orbit, where the Earth and the other continents rotates from, they may have tilted the building, it collapses. For us, we are still.
So there was no need for a missile, just tilted Earth. Very, very funny.
Now,
yes, as a wind up.
to make us safe,
Yes.
let us build our own thinking, our own. Let us build solidarity.
Do we still have that time?
The problem here.
Are we still allowed to think alone?
The problem here in Uganda.
In fact,
I may be a Uganda.
Going by what he's saying, if we start thinking for ourselves, we are going to become a threat to them.
Yes.
Because
And they won't come and hit us.
Whether we are threats, it's better. Because now there are many more who are Ugandans, but more of Americanism.
that's why I told you when America
They
discovered that
support.
you don't want to think with it.
Yes.
He says, whom are you thinking with?
You're a threat.
To the world. Actually, they don't say you're a threat to America. They say you are a threat to the world. According to them, the world is America.
So, gentlemen, me and my warriors wind up. We've seen it happen in Venezuela. It's good that they didn't kill Maduro. He was just arrested. Now they've killed Ayatollah. Do you think the Americans are stopping here? You're going to see another country, and it's going to spread.
They told us we didn't hear earlier. These ones, they read them. Liquidation of the globe. What was it meaning? During scramble and
And petition.
Liquidation.
To liquidate the group.
You go and study about and research about cataclysmic liquidation. That's what they called it. Cataclysmic liquidation of the world globe. It means this. To come, whether we like or not, they storm. They can even change the mapping. Who did the mapping of Uganda?
Those
But
experts
if
were
they
here first.
brought a fake one, we think we end here, and we are supposed to be here.
And another thing, as we wind up again, I've realized one thing that is in common. America first, dupes these countries into negotiation. Iran was still negotiating with America. That's when they were hit. Gaddafi, shortly before he was hit, there was that agreement where he even surrendered some of the weapons they were saying. Shortly after that, resolution was there to hit him.
No, he surrendered the weapon, but he didn't surrender African Union.
African Union. Did he surrender African Union? You see, when they make you sign an agreement,
Yes.
and after signing an agreement, stop a war, then after 1 month, they put sanctions on your generals. After that, before they put sanction on your generals, in 3 days they have killed the leadership of the people they thought you were supporting. Where do you think they are going? That's why when you say that they may come for the neighbor, don't go through the corners. Go straight. We are seeing things happening.
Go straight where? Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Mr. Dian. Thanks so much, our dear viewers.
Always a pleasure.
We've come to the end of this edition of The Dialogue. My name is Idrissa Munga. Until we meet again, goodbye for now. See you then.